British Prime Minister David Cameron calling for parents to enroll in state-backed parenting classes where they learn how to raise their children properly. The Prime Minister's proposal, announced just today, is part of a $102 million investment in relationship counseling meant to keep families together. Cameron saying, quote, "In the end, getting parenting and the early years right isn't just about the hardest to reach families, it's about everyone. We all have to work at it. And if you don't have a strong support network, having your first child can be enormously isolating." But critics, including some in his own party, say it's nanny state gone mad. So what about that, Andrea?
It makes me want to say, it takes a village. With a British accent. It's the same thing we've heard before. It is nanny state.
You don't agree with it?
It's a waste of money. I don't, because I don't think the British government particularly does things that well. I mean, and I don't mean to turn a fun segment into a sinister one, but right now England is under fire for covering up 1,500 young girls being raped by Pakistani migrants. So I don't put a lot of faith in the British government. I don't put a lot of faith in governments, period.
Right.
And I don't want them telling anybody's kids what to do. I mean, I don't live there, so I don't really care, but it is a bad idea.
Why would you trust the government to do this, and why in God's name would you want them spending your tax dollars on it? I mean, don't they have anything else to do? Sure, having a first child is isolating and is difficult. I just don't think the government's the one to go in and help. I don't think their advice would be particularly valuable. I mean, they have bigger problems than this.
And that's not the function of government. That is not the function of government, certainly not in this country, and I think it's patently offensive that, first of all, there's only one way of raising a child and that the government has the answer.
Right.
And second of all, that parents wouldn't know how to raise their children otherwise. That no parent has ever picked up a copy of Parents Magazine and gone, huh, really, you're supposed to feed them.
I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Diapers, do you?
I want to play devil's advocate because, I mean, we do have, particularly in communities of color, we have so many households where you don't have two parents in the household, and you have a lot of struggles with young moms, so on and so forth. So would this then, and I don't want to speak for the British, I don't know about that, but if this were to happen here, would this leave the door open maybe to give some help to those families? It's just the other side.
And I'm going to join you on that devil's advocacy because as a judge in the family, when I was in the family division, I saw we were constantly picking between the lesser of two evils in custody battles. There were children who would have been better off raised by wolves than by either one of those two parents.
But do you think is a class going to fix that? I mean, that's the problem. And they're talking about giving the class to everyone. I mean, that's way too expensive.
Well,
it doesn't make any sense.
Well, first of all,
but isn't that what social welfare counselors are supposed to be about?
First of all, you can't force people to do this. The revolt would be like make the Tea Party look like nothing. But I don't have a problem with them incentivizing parents to taking a course. I mean, you get a pimply-faced 15-year-old boy who has to study more to get a restricted license than a parent to have a child and screw their life up in the way they raise them.
So you think that we should have permits now to have children?
No, I'm not going that far.
No, that's exactly the slippery slope that you're falling down.
I'm not going that far.
That's exactly where you're placing your argument.
I'm just saying provide some education to people who don't have it.
That's the next step. There's plenty of education available. There are faith-based organizations, and there are social services.
The nonprofits do much better job than the government.
And that's fine. Then incentivize them to take courses in a nonprofit. It should be a tax rebate or something. But encourage parents to learn something and not just to mess up their kids.
All right.